Hey all, test. Sweet, looks good. Just gonna send out stream announcements. Okay, I joined the arena queue and got a game real fast, and here we are, so that's cool. Okay. We also have first seat, that's always nice to see. We're playing Laoju, we've played them a bit, they're reasonably good. Some of these other players I might have played, I mildly recognized. Laoju's played quite a bit, it's pretty good. This player has played a lot and is not good. 900 games of Agricola, and they're still a 140. Doesn't look like I have played them because I've not rated them. They have occasionally timed out in Agricola, but it doesn't look like a huge problem given how much they play. This player also times out a little bit, also doesn't look like I've rated them, but they have quite a few games and they're pretty good. So, whoops. Alright, so we know our opponents. Anyhow, yeah, we're first seat. I see a wooden hut extender. I see a wooden hut extender and I see a brewery pond, and it's very hard for that to go wrong. Although with wooden hut extender, you don't have to take reed quite as often. And I do like hutch a good amount too, but brewery pond is just very strong. Getting a grain of wood when you take these actions. We can try to like find a time to make a BMW or something, but like brewery pond's just very good. I like hutch okay if it comes on the wheel. I like stockyard a decent bit. I like value assets a decent bit. So there's a lot of good cards. Even throwing axe is fine. Somebody's probably going to do straw thatch drift things, maybe. Definitely something to watch out for. Patch carrot giver on the wheel would be nice. Well, actually, we don't need the grain help. It is a ranch provost game, so the extra wood we have could be useful. Yeah, I think this has got to be the play here. I'm not a big herring pot fan generally, but herring pot brewery pond might just be good enough to justify doing that. Definitely don't need carpenter. Hey Fofo, welcome. We don't want pan baker. Wood harvester is awful. This could just be conservator. Conservator in a big house is reasonable, actually. We save ourselves the need to do anything. I do like Beanfield a decent bit. I like New Purchase a decent bit, but herring pot, big house. I mean, hard porcelain with conservator also makes it a little easier to get the reno in, but I think it's just probably conservator and actually herring pot. I don't know how we're going to play herring pot yet. Getting the clay is always a little annoying here. I guess we are first seat. I could open the game RSF to clay, then try to do something with some ox in the next couple rounds, and then actually get to SP the herring pot. Could even just open Ock, actually, because we have Brewing Pond. Yeah, it might be open Ock, take 2 clay. Next round, try to take 2 more clay, SP Brewing Pond. We'll see. This looks like a good start. Welcome, Fofo. I'm also not a big fan of Brook, but Brook is mildly fun with the combo we have, but it's not worth picking. Skillful Renovator, not as good with Conservator, but is very good with a big house. Sheepwalker's okay, but the other reason I really am tempted by Skillful Renovator here is Skillful Renovator answers the question of how we get a freaking herring pot out. And I really like that little combo of being able to just play Skillful Renovator and already have the clay we need. It might mean that we get rid of Conservator. Even if we don't get rid of Conservator, though, I don't know if it's that big of an issue. I really like what it does here. I'm also a pretty big Lumbermill fan in general. I think Lumbermill's pretty good. I would like to see Brook on the wheel, I think. I don't want to take it here. I also like Chick Stable a lot. Chick Stable's very good. Flail's okay. Debt security can actually be okay. I think this has got to be Skillful Renovator still, even though I took a Conservator. The real question is just what to go with it. I might not want Lumbermill purely because I actually don't know how much RSF I'm taking early. That's kind of the tricky part here. Because I have Brewery Pond, I'm pretty happy taking 2 Reed from Reed Bank. which means I'm less inclined to take RSFs, which means it's going to be harder to get lumber mill out. So maybe this is just take the chick stable. Turning a wood into 4 food is pretty useful. Soil scientist can be okay on a big family, although I already have lots of grain, and actually it's a bad veg source, so never mind. I talked myself out of that. Strawberry patches may be okay, stone carts may be okay. Inter districts director is sort of a thing with soil scientists, but I don't think it's anything here for me. I think most of these cards I just don't need. Plumber, I guess, could be a combo with our skillful renovator. Could save us some clay and give us an extra spot to renovate on. Which might be worthwhile. Also, one thing to think about here is how early do I actually want to rush this herring pot brewery pond stuff out? Because if I rush herring pot brewery pond, I can absolutely do that, but is it actually worth rushing that? Or do we just not need the herring pot? And my inclination is we don't need the herring pot very early, and we don't really need the brewing pond actually that early. So maybe we slow play and don't worry about rushing those miners out, and we rush them out with growth. Is the thought skillful over conservator, or play both and only get one proc? I think the thought is we'll be flexible and see what we want to do. That's kind of where we're at. The other thought was that skillful just gives me a clay for herring pot, but I think I overvalued herring pots. I think I got too excited about a dumb fishing combo, and I should always remember fishing combos are dumb, and I already regret it. But that's a little bit of what happened too. I was like, ooh, I'll get herring pot out faster. I also only have 19 seconds left here. I think we'll take plumber. I'll go for strawberry patch, I guess. I like the seedling. I already have very playable early miners, so I'll try to get one for later. Nobody's doing straw thatched roof, but throwing axe and value assets came back. So somebody took a card I wasn't expecting, and I don't remember what it was. I don't want sugar baker. I don't expect to want housemaster. I really don't think I want stall holder. Although, actually, wait a sec. Stall holder could be a thing because we actually could have a lot of grain, maybe. But I'm not expecting to have stables. So then, when am I planting crops? I don't know when I'm planting crops. Maybe this is just patch caregiver. Yeah, patch caregiver's totally fine. I shouldn't need a straw thatched roof myself. I could do nutty things with it, but it doesn't seem likely. It seems more likely I should just take value assets. Throwing axe is also fine, but I think value assets is better here. It's more flexible, can be played whenever. It's free. It's gonna allow me to buy some wood when I need it. Brewery pod makes fishing combos fine? It does, but here's the thing. I guess the point is, how much should I necessarily play Skillful Renovator Wooden Hut Extender just to rush out Herring Pot Brewery Pond? Or should I just focus on getting an early room and then play those miners while fighting for growth? I don't have the answers yet. Brotherly Love can be okay on a bigger house. Milking Place, while not normally very good, with Brewery Pond, it doesn't matter as much, the grain cost. So I don't. And I'm not sure the animal capacity is going to matter much because I don't really plan to do a lot with animals until late. New purchase is also pretty good. It's at least free, but the question is, do I actually want to buy grain with this hand? And it's very unclear I'm ever going to want to buy a grain. And the veg on this card is pretty damn pricey. So I think I would probably rather do like brotherly love, but how long am I going to be at exactly 4 family members, I guess is the question. And how often do I want to actually put my third and fourth person on the same spot? That doesn't seem likely. So actually, maybe just take Milking Place for a point and some trickles of food. Not usually a Milking Place guy. Loudmouth is trash. Sequestrator's trash. Wood Harvester is trash. These ox are remarkably bad. I'm never playing Loudmouth. I can't imagine I play Sequestrator. I can't imagine I play Wood Harvester. These are like arguably are these literally the 3 worst ox in the set at the moment? Like, I just can't imagine what I would ever like. These cards all fall in the just like they're never worth playing as an action. Like, you have to have some nutty combo to justify playing any of them. Regardless, like, yeah, I guess I'm not playing any of them. Maybe we play Wood Harvester. If no, it's just like it's hard to maybe Wood Harvester can be played. Maybe because people aren't going to take wood. See, it makes no sense. But debt security came back. That means somebody else took the frickin' Brook, which is a little concerning. Somebody weak might be trying to get Brook in, which will be a tad annoying for Brewery Pond. But debt security is a good card. I don't exactly know how many majors we're gonna get, but Dutch Windmill. I mean, Dutch Windmill is a hilarious amount of extra food on bake actions, and we might do some baking. But speaking of, we might do some baking. I guess I take Outrider. I don't intend to play Outrider either, though. Um, I'm definitely playing Wooden Hut Extender somewhat early, and I think I am still just playing Skillful Renovator early. Um, Even if Skillful Renovator only works once, eventually, it unlocks Brewery Pond. But the question then is how to open here. Do we just play an Ock so that do we rush out the Brewery Pond combo? Or am I supposed to just take room parts? I kind of feel like just unlocking the Brewery Pond combo real fast is the most interesting option here. So screw it, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's just try. Let's try rushing Brewery Pond out along with Herring Pot and see how it goes. We're gonna play Skillful Renovator round one into SP Herring Pot. Into round two, we will probably just Ock. Actually, I might not Ock round two. I might take RSF. Although for rushing Brewery Pond, I might want to take Reed. Slightly tricky here, but you like that line here? You still likely get room parts along the way with Wooden Hut Extender? Yeah, it shouldn't be very hard to get room parts going this line, so... The question is exactly what I'm doing. I guess round two I could just go Ock into Brewery Pond round two, and then round three I just open fishing right away. Maybe that is the line. Maybe I literally just rush Brewery Pond to be an SP hog early and see what the hell happens. Ranch Provost is about to get played. It's a little interesting. Not super shocking. My general game plan here is probably just build one early room, fight for first growth or early growth, and then worry about building and growing the other two rooms later. Somebody's playing Portmonger, which is interesting. That also suggests they're going to mess with my fishing spot, but I don't care that much. Wow, 2 clay first action from the weak player. I guess I'm not SPing. I will not SP if I'm offered 3 wood or RSF. I just won't. As much as this was the game plan, if we're gonna have the weak opponent at the table do things. The question with this hand seems to be what my food plan is. Well, it's partly herring pot and spam fishing, right? And then it's eventually get like a stone oven probably. But we'll see. I agree that the feeding's a little unclear until we start doing brewery pond, herring pot, chick stable. Anyhow, yeah, I'm taking 3 wood. I mean, if I'm being offered 3 wood, I will take 3 wood. The herring pot's not that necessary. Gotta be the house goat. The house goat's part of the feeding, yeah. Shitty house goat milking place is part of the feeding plan. Laoshu just takes 2 wood. Mildly interesting why we opened Portmonger. I guess we're trying to get 3 food from a food space, but this is just 2 clay into fireplace. That was expected, but curious if they have a great reason for wanting fireplace or it's just what they thought they should do. Teal's gonna SP. That's fine by me, actually. Forestry studies. I loathe forestry studies because I think it's a trash way to do anything. Early sheep means there's a bit more food in the game. I think that's good for me. Forestry studies is going to do what a forestry studies does, which is shitty things. I am super excited now about just going Ock into SP because SP comes with 5 wood next round, and I'm a big fan of 5 wood. I think I am just playing Wooden Hut Extender here. I realize I'm sitting right after forestry studies, though, so I might get Ock back. I could just go RSF. But I'm not as interested in RSF still. I think I really want to execute this brewery pond stuff. So let's just go Wooden Hut Extender. And we'll SP a brewery pond. Now, SP brewery pond definitely could be met by Portmonger. Portmonger might go 2 food and a grain, although that's like the worst way to use Portmonger. I think I'm going to get to SP into... Wow, okay, no, I'm not going to get to SP. Oh, playing with a 100s rated opponent is very annoying. I guess I'm getting 2 Reed or Ock back, but I don't want Ock back, so it's kind of an issue. I guess I could still just major minor Brewery Pond. I guess I could do that. I guess they're SPing for 5 wood, probably. Assuming they're taking 5 wood, I actually don't hate the SP, I guess. SP is very strong when people are doing forestry studies stuff. It's also why I hate forestry studies. Wow, alright, chain float's coming down. Cool. I guess I'll just take 2 Reed without Brewery Pond. I mean, it's hard to feel bad when I'm just being left incredible actions. Ranch Provost, more wood. Okay. I don't like that Lao Zhu has so close to room parts right after us. Lao Zhu's also very interested in taking 3 food next round, and I also kind of need 3 food pretty badly next round, so I might have to just take 3 food first action, because the food at the table is a little bit jammed at the moment. Forestry Studies Wood Expert also has made the food really... Yeah, the food's bad. I have to just take 3 food. This is one of the unusual situations where I think 3 food is, like, absolutely critical for a lot of players. I think it matters a lot. Just in case there's Brook, I'm going to take the fishing spot myself, even though I wish I had Brewery Pond down. I just think Lao Zhu is snapping 3 food in a read here. And then I mean, purple has sheep, but I don't know what teal is doing for food. I guess teal goes RSF and day labor in some capacity. Not a fan that Lao Zhu has room parts, but only so much one can do. But yeah, Lao Zhu having room parts before me is not ideal at all. But I probably just take 3 wood here. Ask Lao Zhu if they want to build for right here. Yeah, that's probably what's happening. Teal has to think about how the hell they're feeding here, and I suspect they don't have a good answer. If for some reason Teal does take 3 wood, I then go SP Brewery Pond? Probably. It's probably what I do. It does look like I'd like a BMW this game quite a lot. I feel like I would really like a BMW someday. I think that's also part of the feeding plan, but that's like a stretch goal. It's not a current focus of ours. Honestly, just playing chick stable here is also like kind of tempting. Just to put food into stage 2, because the game looks very food messed up. Even with early sheep, the game looks very food messy at the moment. Teal has to dive onto day labor, suggesting they absolutely should have taken 3 food, but they didn't sense how important it was. One of those strange situations where I think 4 wood was the wrong call and they were supposed to take 3 food, because now they're forced to do uglier things. Also, if they take 3 food, then Lao Zhu gets put into a huge crunch, whereas Lao Zhu really wanted 3 food in a read. So if Teal had been smart enough to go 3 food, knowing that I also had to go 3 food, I think Lao Zhu gets put into a very interesting pinch, which would have been fun to see how it navigates. Wow, Lao Zhu does not build. So that's great news for me. I get to build the first stream in round 4, and very much get to lock up growing first. And Lao Zhu, I think, realizes this and is undoing their 4 clay grab, unfortunately. Lao Zhu probably should just build. It's a little unfortunate to build in round 3, but like if they really want to fight for first growth, they're supposed to build here. Now, I hope Lao Zhu doesn't want to fight for first growth and they just let me grow first and they are happy growing second. But alright. Ultimately, Lao Zhu does decide to do this, so I do get to build first action here, which is great. I'm very happy squatting for growth because we're set up with Herring Pond and Brewery Pond, and I really want to get both those cards down. And I'd still happily get Chick Stable down and Value Assets down. So, yeah. Teal needs a food, so they're definitely going to slam RSF. It'd be shocking if they didn't. I guess they could go for wood and play another Ock, but yeah, they're slamming RSF. I will slam down room. Too many people have room parts. Kudos to all my opponents for gathering room parts. I'm not a fan of everybody doing so, but it is, yeah. Growing second's better for them versus fighting for first and possibly having to camp for a bunch of rounds. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Laoju just shouldn't care much. Wow, they're even playing Carpenter. I think Carpenter's a pretty dubious Ock, but they're allowed to go for it. What am I doing here? I'm taking 3 wood or 4 clay. I mean, Teal's probably gonna do some dumb forestry studies action here, so I could even SP into 5 wood. I really am concerned about my food, to be honest. So maybe I do just SP because I have so many damn miners I want to play anyhow. I might just SP here, actually, as crazy as that is. I mean, it looks like I'm going to get 5 wood for it, so it's not that crazy either. Because if I SP for 5 wood, I also have room parts again, and then I just re-up SP, and then I re-up SP. Like, I'm willing to SP a lot here because I'm willing to play all of Chick Stable, Herring Pot, Brewery Pond, and value assets, and Milking Place later. I mean, burning too many miners early, I guess, makes it harder for me to SP and fight into the growth queue again later. But I don't care that hard about fighting for my 4th and 5th family members. I just don't. That's never a big concern of mine. So I think I do like SP into the woodpile, and then probably SP again, unless growth flips, which would be really good. So I think it's actually Chick Stable first, pay a wood. I don't know when I'm fishing in this sequence. So I don't really think the herring pot or brewery pond matter that much. So yeah, actually I think Chick Stable here to get a little bit of food help in time. It's a little bit of food help by the time I might be getting crunched. Laoju's gonna build a hearth? Yeah, just build a hearth. Alright. I would like a BMW, as we stated. That's on the agenda with everybody else doing this stuff. I'm presuming to take 5 wood and then SP or grow. I'm planning brewery pond and herring pond as miners if need be. I'm hoping for not late growth at this point. Early growth is great, mid growth is fine, late growth is bad. It's early stone, which is okay by me because I do want BMW probably. Laoju builds. This was obvious. I will fight SP as stated. We'll really hope Grow flips next round. A dreamy next round for me is if Growth flips and I get to go SP Brewery Pod, Grow Herring Pot, take fishing. Regardless, taking fishing is really the dream next round. The question is if I'll actually get it. The game is fairly food tight. I mean, purple's fine, and I guess Laoju is going to want the 2 sheep. Although this portmonger is still very hard to read. The board is pretty juicy, but we got our own things to worry about. Purple has a lot of read, which is concerning. What are they up to? What are they up to? Shovel Bearer. Well, I really don't like Shovel Bearer, but kudos for them. I think Shovel Bearer is very dubious here, but that's okay. It might add a bit more food to the game, which I'm all for. I'm all for them having more ways to get food, and not because I don't have much food. They're gonna go clay plaster and early reno into clay rooms, maybe, but then they need clay. Like, but yeah, that's an interesting thought, right? It could be what their ultimate plan is eventually. What do I know? I don't know a lot, obviously. That's where I'm at. The other hearth goes. So yeah, I really should not be trying to feed via cookeries, because holy crap. Growth does come, mercifully. It's not late growth. I could handle late growth, but late growth is clearly a little bit worse than this world. This world's definitely better for me. Um, so cards seem to be lining up that way. Not saying it's the correct good line. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair, Ace of Spade. I think you might be right. Laoju very well might be taking fishing here and then SP. As much as I don't want him to. Well, God, sheep have got to be better. Laoju, I think I get fishing here. Although teal needs a lot of food too. Although if the sheep, yeah, I see. I probably am getting stuffed. I'm probably gonna have to settle for traveling instead of fishing. But whatever. I grew first. I'm in a good setup. I can build again. Laoju is gonna not even mess around with the growth queue here. Gonna just SP with Stockyard. That's very greedy. I think this does work for me now. I think purple might just take one clay. Ooh, Laoju undoes. Laoju's driving me nuts. We can't be. I hate these players that constantly restart. Lock in your damn turns. Don't do a thing and then. Laoju probably should just take the sheep if they want the sheep, though. Like, the game is pretty food crunched right at the moment still, for several people. Not purple. Purple's food is fine. But yeah. Also, I can build again. So if for some reason none of them build first action, which seems crazy, I will probably slam build and claim I'll find food. Wow, yeah, Laoju does stuff fishing. That's so lame. I'm pretty I'm not that surprised because I think Laoju's trying to fight me, but I think it's pretty bad for Laoju compared to anything else he could be doing here. I think that's very dubious, but whatever. Teal needs to build, or should be building, and maybe they realize that, or maybe they're gonna get greedy and take single clay, or they're gonna SP. Oh my god. Teal gets to. They have a carpenter's parlor. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, Teal gets to build, and Laoju gets punished now for taking fishing. Very punished. Very, very punished. Teal is supposed to build. Now, if Teal doesn't build, I will build here and try to grow next round, and I'll probably starve, but yeah, it would be way too fun. Okay, Teal does what he's supposed to. Alright. So, follow-up. Do I have to take 3 food traveling? I believe I don't. I believe I take 6 clay. 6 clay is potentially a clay oven for me next round. After I take some resources, I think I can get greedy, partly because I have 2 food here. I think I'm allowed to try for some alternative feeding lines that don't involve me having to just slam 3 food here. There goes your theory. Yeah, your theory's gone. They actually had a good plan, which is Carpenter's Parlor, but Laoju heavily punished for trying to punish me, which I'm super happy about. Laoju's going to try to food crunch the table, which they're just trying to food crunch me, I guess, but this isn't going to work. There's a bunch of sheep that Teal probably takes right here if they're at all sane, because Teal needs food. So Teal should be slamming sheep. I probably just slam 3 stone next round. Yeah, my next round is probably 3 stone, fishing, and then clay oven. Possibly Reno clay oven, although I really don't want a Reno clay oven, but if I'm forced to, I'm forced to. We'll see. Purple doesn't build, which also, gosh, like, it's super tempting to try to build here, but that's also probably a mistake. Yeah, that's probably a mistake. I'm just gonna take my 3 stone. It doesn't look like anybody else should want major minor. Laoju is gonna build again to lock up their growth. That makes sense. Alright, it's not terrible moves by red. It's got 2 reads, so a 2 rude move is 6 food moves. Sound much more reasonable. Yeah, that's a good point, Ace of Spade. He was getting read with both of them, which has allowed him to build another room here. So yeah, actually it does kind of make sense overtaking the sheep. But he definitely was supposed to just SP, although I guess he doesn't know for sure there's a Carpenter's Parlor, but yeah. It's okay. My game's fine too. Did I consider building? Mildly. But I think building does get me killed. I have very narrow lines to feeding here. So as much as I wanted to build, I think it goes pretty poorly for me. I kind of have to get out of my food crunch I've created for myself. Uh, which it looks like I do pretty safely. I just built a clay oven here. And then I even have my stone for BMW someday. Now, does it suck that I'm not touching the wood stacks? Yeah, that part's unfortunate. Does it suck that purple's going to open triple build, and then Laoju has multiple rooms, and I'm like a mile out of the growth queue? Somewhat. But I really don't super care about growing again from this position. I'm pretty content with what I have set up for myself. I don't think I have to grow super aggressively from this position. I'm happy to let everybody else scrounge for a little bit. I could get back into the growth queue eventually, but it looks like the growth queue is a huge mess. Like, purple's gonna build rooms and then re-up SP, and then feeding still looks awful, by the way. Like, red doesn't have their long-term feeding figured out, purple doesn't have their like, everybody's running out of food still. So it looks like a bit of a Hunger game, and I'm gonna spam the bottom feeding, and I have action advantage slightly. I mean, it's not lasting forever. Unfortunately, pigs flip, which isn't really what I want to see, but I think this is fine. Just building in 10-11 is fine if that's how the board breaks. I mean, I'm not even going to grow, right? I'm not even going to get... Wow. Okay, well, this is very annoying. Purple taking more read is very annoying. What the hell are they building 6 room? Well, oh, then I get to build? Wait a sec. It's not that annoying. I get to build a room here. Oh my god. Okay, fine. Purple is a maniac, and rather than do insane things like triple building, they take the read that I wanted to take with Brewing Pond, but they're going to let me just build the next room. And I will SP and grow in 9 now? I mean, sure. If that's the way things are going to be, I accept. Yeah, whatever. I might not build a 5th room this game now. That's what actually might happen here. I might be content just to double Reno with Wooden Hut Extender and worry about doing hard farming things and say screw 5 rooms. Because Laoju has a room after me, Purple's gonna have a million rooms after me. But yeah, this game's crazy. Also, Grocer, very good card, but how in Tarnation are we feeding the Grocer? The secret value of Wooden Hut Extender is the disguise. Yeah, I mean, purple might not have realized. Oh my god, teal's starting for me. Oh my god. Oh my god, teal, you shouldn't. I mean, to be honest, you really effing shouldn't. Like, no joke, teal, you shouldn't be doing this. But sure, throw me an action. Throw me a plow instead of an SP. Oh my gosh. Okay. I mean, teal's probably restarting for their own woodpile, which actually is mildly sane, but yeah, this is pretty nutty. I'm just going to take 1 food fishing. Taking 4 food, a grain, and a wood on a board that looks this gross, sign me up. Yeah, this game's wild. Just wild. I mean, it's wild because purple's so game warping. Like, it is pretty annoying to play with very low rated opponents precisely for these reasons. Wow, wait, teal is building fences with hedge. Oh, with hedgekeeper, we're adding wood to the game. Glorious. So they're actually going to open pigs. Back to back 1 food fishing. Yeah, look, Brewery Pod does weird things, especially with Herring Pot, but like, I'm taking 4 food, a wood, and a grain as an action. That's a very good action. Like, what else is good on this board? I could take 2 wood, or I could trade 1 wood for 4 food and a grain. Like, that's a good freaking action. Now, the downside is, yes, I'm taking an action space nobody else wants. So I'm making the action board better I'm making the board better for others, which is always a downside. But all right. I kind of have to grow, but god, I'm so tempted to take 5 wood and see what the hell red does. but I think that's crazy. Like, right, action advantage. I play value assets and I can start buying wood. Heck yeah. Let me buy resources. I can do this. Having a button on sparse boards feels great. Yeah, like growing to 4 fast here and having a button is gonna be so good. The board is jacked, by the way. Like, look at what's on here still. There's 5 wood, 4 wood. There's 2 pigs. Like, there's some great freaking actions. I will eventually sow bake and drop crops. I really lean toward the idea that I'm not going to worry about building a 5th room this game, and I'm going to start just trying to do wooden hut extender. Damn it, he said jacked and you can't afford push-ups. Yes, sorry. Laoju decides to take the wood instead of the pigs. I think this is a mistake. I think Laoju is supposed to take pigs there. I don't know what Laoju is planning to do for food long term, but I think they're incredibly trapped because, yeah, Teal is going to slam those. There was no doubt in my mind that Teal was about to slam that. Oh, hey, fun news, everybody. Purple still hasn't effing built. And I guess they're going to build with their next action, but here's a funny thought, everybody. How much do we trust Purple to build? Because I absolutely could go RSF here and hope to God that I could just build again. I'm very tempted to see what the hell Purple does. Really tempted. Plus, this gets me the stone for well. Wait a sec. The well is still available? I mean, let's dance. Let's go. Oh, if only I had one more clay here and I could just last action Reno. RSF or Reedwood grain. RSF. Wow, purple takes a single food fishing. Oh my god, because of Portmonger. Okay, that's how they plan to feed. Okay, fine. I did forget that. Purple does correctly build, so we get mildly stuffed, but it's fine. I took this because now I could build the well, but I don't know if I actually want to build the well. Red still gets grow next round because purple never freaking SP'd for growth. Purple, yeah, purple's done real bad, but oh well. I still think red's doing somewhat poorly too. Red's food's not that bad, I guess, because they can do dumb portmonger things continually, so whatever. I probably just plow again here. It's tempting to build the well right now, because it's going to get contested next round, but also, like, how often am I going to be able to just plow with my late family members? Very dubious. 6 wooden rooms. Was there a hostile or baluster in the draft? Not that I saw. I've been very confused why purple has been going for 6 rooms, but I'm going to guess there's a butler. Cloister Dweller. Purple's games makes complete sense. Yeah, it's also very weird. It's not Cloister Dweller either, HIKLJ, it's just Cloister, but it does look like purple's playing a Cloister, right? But that the card, none of those cards exist in Revised. There's no reason to build your rooms like this in Revised. But anyhow, I'm just gonna plow. Pretty sure I'm just plowing here. Yeah, pretty sure I'm just plowing. I think Laoju is still, like, gonna be a little messed up for food, but now I'm a little worried that Laoju plans to feed by taking single food fishing, which was my feeding plan. Laoju can't get in the way of my feeding plan like that. I mean, he can. That's the sad thing. He's taken my button. But I'm just gonna plow. It's fine. I am a little peeved at Laoju, though, because I feel like he's playing a game that's very attacky, and I feel like he's pulling both of us behind rather than allowing us both to accelerate, but it's fine. I'm accelerating just fine. Imagine thinking we have a button. Yeah. Red start players. That's also very weird to me. They have to grow anyhow, but they don't need to start player, so they must have multiple. Oh, they kept the fucking brook, and that's why they're starting? Oh my god. Okay, fine, whatever. Get out of here. I mean, they really do need slight food help, so maybe the brook is useful to them beyond anything, but whatever. I would like 3 stone, but there's no real clear reason I'm getting 3 stone. I would like a clay stack because I really think I am not building a 5th room, and I'm just going to focus on trying to wooden hut extender next round. Their food's bad enough, it has some logic, but it's a bad place to be. Yes. Completely agreed. I'm shocked that Laoju didn't take the 2 pigs. But we have Conservator. Correct. I'm throwing Conservator overboard. We've talked about this. I don't care about Conservator. I have a wooden hut extender. I'm just going to reno twice. It's fine. Oh, I can buy a clay! Oh my god, wait a sec. I can buy a clay. Oh, and I don't even have to take a clay action ever again? Wait 1 second. Why am I ever taking a clay action again? I'm just not. Screw clay actions. Let me just reno. Glorious. Alright. I would like the well. I do think it would be good for my game to have a bit of offboard points, more so than clay oven. So I would like 3 stone here because whoever takes 3 stone can threaten my well, and I don't like that. And I don't really want stone oven at the moment because I've not earned that much grain. I'll generate grain eventually. Loam pit. Okay, so the game is rich with clay. So Laoju's also going to start spamming day laborer. 3 stone, come to me, 3 stone, 3 stone, 3 stone, 3 stone. Come on, baby. Teal, you wanted clay last round. Take 5 clay. Give me 3 more stone. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Be nice. Early cows, a little bit disappointing. All these people with hearths and wanting animals are getting it, which I'm not a fan of. But we do get 3 stone back, which is amazing. Skillful Renovator is going to be hot here. Yeah, exactly. Because I have Skillful Renovator, I really don't care about Conservator here. I'm very happy to reno twice. Why Purple has 6 rooms and 2 people? Because they're a very weak player, is the short answer. They've played very poorly. I could also start build. I suppose I could, but I literally don't care. I also probably get a stone oven, or I pull off double renos. Red is going to start. Okay, my god, Red, how many improvements do you have? Why are we putting me last? Throwing axe. We just need to stock... Oh, and we're SPing for 5 wood. We're SPing for 5 wood. F the forestry studies. I hate forestry studies games. Hate forestry studies games. Purple's growth is locked in then too. I can't build here, so it's fine. Purple did some shovel bearer stuff. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna reno last action here though, so that's pretty sweet. I'm gonna get to reno well last action. That seems just great. I might even get another plow here because they're being Teal is... I don't know what Teal's doing. Oh, Teal has a chain float, so Teal also just doesn't care about plowing so much. Yeah, I'm very happy just not worried about growing again. Teal has a Hauberg. That's pretty good. There's so many animals in the game, I kind of wish I could fence. But I'm going last next round, so like, I don't know that the pigs or cows make it very far when other people are so hungry. So I'm just going to keep plowing. And I'm going to renovate to a well. And I'm going to do some brewery pond stuff. And life is good. Not touching the wood on the board is a little bit unfortunate, but also, like, I generate so much extra wood myself also that it's a pretty freaking wood-rich game. Like, although there is a Ranch Provost, so I guess I should be thinking about building stables with Ranch Provost eventually. Yeah, I should think about that, but not too hard. I think I take this food action over this read. I don't really think I have BMW time at the moment, or I take 3 read next round, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, this is fine. This is all fine. Everything's fine. We're just feeding via trickles of food. We're doing our stuff. Boom. All right. We also have tons of fields. We would like to sow this round, potentially. Maybe take a veg and sow are two of our actions this round, and take reed. Ooh, that's spicy. Take veg, take reed, sow. Have great grain fields. Buy another clay in the harvest so that we can stone oven, and then our food is like crazy well set. Yeah, I like all of that. I could debate starting, but that doesn't seem very good. 4 wood is a great action here too, but I don't expect to get that. Purple should take 2 cows, but purple's not done what they're supposed to all game. Yeah, purple's gonna run out. Sure. Cool. Get that fire protection pond. And get a pottery. With shovel bearer. Okay, actually makes mild sense, whatever. I'm gonna go boo about them not taking their animals. But Teal has all animals breeding then, because Truffle Searcher can hold the pigs. Yeah, this is pretty sick. Teal's in a very good spot sitting after the weak opponent and just doing farming things. I'm offered 4 wood though, so I think that's a pretty easy take 4 wood, because I also can fence real soon. Think about stables. Yeah. Yeah. Laju's gonna fence, it's fine. The animals are great. I really wish I could touch the animals. My animals are gonna suck, but how does it feel to have the world? It feels pretty good, but I will admit I don't feel that I have the entire world here. I'm doing like pretty good, but so are my other opponents, because like Teal's got quite a lot sitting after purple, because purple's not taken or done anything they're supposed to. I'm not too afraid of Laoju's game, although that partly assumes Laoju's not getting animals breeding here, which, like, I don't know if that's true. I just like Laoju's feeding still scares me long term. It's taking them too many actions, I feel like, to generate things. But we'll see. I'm assuming Teal slams 2 pigs here, because Teal still needs more food to get through this harvest and triple breed. Yeah, they do take 2 pigs. Good. Good work, Teal. Okay, Teal at least does what they're supposed to. So, the other downside here is that red might stay start player if I don't start, and I don't like that. But I guess I can start player. I even have this debt security I can use this game, which, gosh, that means I can fence tight, but then I'm not winning Ranch Provost. But I guess red's just winning Ranch Provost. Yeah, you know what? Let's not fight Ranch Provost. So I'm allowed to fence tight this game, though, and plow, and use debt security to cover some negatives. Yeah, and ignore Ranch Provost. Maybe still build stables for ceiling, though. Think about building stone oven heavily. So yeah, let's get crops in the ground. Let's maybe get a BMW. I gotta get a lot more stone, though. But I might get a lot more stone yet. Red just takes more bottom feeding, because that's how they feed. Sure. It's fine. I really do need sow bake here, and Teal could sow bake on me, I just realized. Oof, yeah. I'm worried that Teal is buying all these things in order to sow bake here, which would be a bummer. But maybe I just SP then, because plow sow will be good for me. Yeah, actually, you know what? Screw it. I can just SP here, although the stone oven becomes much worse if I'm not sowing here. That's the downside. But yeah, it looks like Teal's going to plant all their crops. I should have realized this was a possibility. Oh well. Oh well. You have no idea what's going on, but you love it? Good. Good. Alright, yeah, we do get sow blocked, so that's a bummer, but plow is still open. Because purple's not done anything. Okay, what to do then? I don't really want to plow here. I could SP the milking place. SP milking place is not that bad of an idea. It does feed us. It's not that good of an idea either, but it's not that bad. Stone Oven is looking worse, though. I mean, I could just spam fishing again, I guess, and then Stone Oven gets better. Milk that place, maybe. If I go milking place, I also want to take a veg. I can't buy... How am I feeding then? See, I have trickles of food, but it is also going to run out. See, I really thought I was going to get to sow here, and then Stone Oven looked good. Without Stone Oven looking good, my world did just get a little bit sketchier, which is not good. I guess I just go veg and fishing. I hate letting red stay start, though. That's the other problem. Red stay and start is not good. So I guess I am going milking place. Okay, yeah, I'm going milking place. I don't allow red to stay start here. But things are slightly troubling. Not majorly troubling, but slightly troubling. Still in a pretty good spot here, but yeah, just not in that incredible of a spot actually, given all the nonsense that's happened. But it's partly because teal and red are good opponents, and they've benefited a lot from the board being so unexpectedly open and juiced and jacked from purple just doing absolutely terrible things. Teal in particular has built just an incredibly good farm. They just bred everything and they harvested crops. Like, it's pretty damn impressive, actually. The only upshot is Teal only has 3 family members, so like hopefully that slows them down. I do hit growth, which I think is actually best for me. Plow Sow was nice here, like I was definitely set for Plow Sow, but I really like Sow Bake because I want to actually bake a grain in order to feed. So I'm pretty content with this. I'd also like to take one more veg and sow 2 veggies to open up Strawberry Patch. And plowing just seems utterly uncontested for reasons I don't understand. Although now that everybody has actions, the fields probably start getting contested. But I'm still happy to play Debt Security too at some point. I probably dream of Renault BMW at this stage. Renault Joinery is actually very good for me too someday. I do need to fence. Fencing this round looks nice. Yep, that's what I just got to too. Just fence 12 this round looks pretty good. I don't expect to get much for it. Actually, I might get animal grabs because I am sitting after Teal, and Teal doesn't really need to take pairs of animals anymore with their actions. Teal might start player for growth, actually. I would not be that shocked if Teal decides to SP for a growth action. I would like to fish this round probably also. Wow, okay, Teal's going to finish fencing, so I don't get to fence this round. Okay. It's a little unfortunate, but it's fine. I am offered plow again. You thought red would be fencing, but you guess they're named Laoju and not Plowju. Yeah, I'm surprised red's not plowing. I mean, taking the sheep makes sense to me, I guess. They still need food, but yeah, red's plows are bad. I could plow here, but I don't know. I mean, plow's pretty damn good. But I kind of really like taking a veg, because 2 veg are very good for me due to Strawberry Patch. And I might want to sow bake this round. I might just veg here. Take one more veggie. Laoju's finally plowing, which was expected. Still kind of hoping Teal SPs for me here, too. If Teal SPs, I can still go plow sow, although how do I feed if I don't do a sow bake action? I kind of need to bake once. Teal does SP for me, though, so I am getting plow sow. I got to assume I'm getting plow sow, so I'm not going to sow bake here. I'm very ready for plow sow is the good news. I do think I want to fish one more time though, so I'm just going to do that. It does look like I want a stone oven pretty badly by the end of the game. Whether or not I have time for that, I don't know. My animals are going to suck, which is kind of an issue. I also should be worried about reno queues, because I do need to get one more reno, or I'd like to get one more reno action in. I don't have to reno, but I would certainly like to. Although I have lots of actions left from here, to be fair. A lot of effing actions from here. Wow, a fishing net. That I am glad we didn't see earlier, because holy crap. Fishing net would have got pretty annoying. Although maybe good, actually, because it gives me... It does net me food. It means both Purple and I get more food, right? I have to pay a food, but also every round it's at least 3 food. Actually, no, fishing net earlier would have been good. Fishing net earlier would have been good for me. It would have been extra food generation. It would have been fun. We could have had a little symbiosis. But for some reason, Purple decided they would rather just grow super slowly, so... Whatever. Whatever. I think I'm just taking 2 stone here. 2 stone's good enough for some things. Yeah, 2 stone's good enough. Oh wow, 2 stone's definitely good enough. Teal also takes 2 stone. So Teal is looking at my stone oven now. I don't even know for sure. I guess it's not my stone oven. It might be my BMW. Maybe it's not my stone oven, it's my BMW. I take RSF now and I can reno a BMW. That looks good. Cow? Can't take cow. Cow's not an option. Don't even think about cow. It's literally, cow is a terrible action. Am I planning on stabling? Possibly, at some point. I don't know. Will I stable? I'm not sure. I think I should maybe joinery, actually, too. When I said BMW, did I mean joinery? I don't know. The good news is I have a lot of stuff left to do. The bad news is I have a lot of stuff left to do. I think it's ultimately good news, though. Teal's not that many points ahead of me and is down 2 actions on me. And they don't have, like, huge points. Plow Sow is an incredible number of points for me here. Plow Sow is a huge action for me. Which assumes I get it. I mean, Teal still could decide to Plow Sow, which isn't even that bad. If Teal decides to Plow Sow here, I go Plow. But yeah, they're growing, which is expected. So, like, I think I'm still pretty dang set up, but I have a lot of actions and most are at least 2 points. Not a bad place to be. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing here. The main thing that I'm focusing on is simply the fact that I'm barely behind points on Teal, and I have huge actions left. Fencing is a huge action, right? Fencing is a big action for me, and I still have that left. I'm not going to have good animals, but who really cares how good my animals are when I have all these other things so well set up? I think the answer is that nobody really cares what my animals look like when everything else is set up so well. And red's not getting a field. Glorious. I am SP in here, I think, also, by the way. Yeah, I think I start player here. I would rather force Teal to be last. I don't really care that I'm giving Lao Zhu any help. And I get to play Strawberry Patch. I still can play Debt Security someday, probably. Maybe I don't play Debt Security, actually. Why am I playing Debt Security? I'm gonna just get Plow Sow next round, and I'm gonna fence. I could just fence 15 regularly. Well, I can't currently fence 15 regularly, but I can fence 14. Like, who cares? Yeah, I probably don't have time or the ability to play Debt Security profitably, and that's fine. I don't really care. Laoju doesn't take 2 pigs. That's interesting. Purple fences. That's unfortunate. I did not expect Purple to fence. I thought Purple might take animals or do anything, but okay. Purple has Stable Architect. Purple has Stable Architect. Noted. I guess I get fencing next round uncontested, right? Red's out of fences, teal's out of fences, although I can't take animals until I fence. Ugh, so annoying. Alright, whatever. I didn't expect purple to care about fencing, but one field, sad. Yeah, I mean, purple's. This is why I should not join arena queues, because I am actually kind of sick of these influences on games. Like, it's just so effing unpredictable and wild and dumb that it does take some enjoyment out of the whole exercise. Like, it's just, what is going on? But okay. I do have unblocked last action Reno here, so I'm gonna get tons of wood. So maybe I am stabling or maybe I'm joinering, although I think I'm BMWing, right? I go RSF here, and I can Reno BMW. BMW helps feed me through this harvest. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. And I have unblocked last action Reno. Okay, yeah. And I can't get fence blocked. Not until purple takes more wood. Okay. Yeah, this seems pretty good. Do I build joinery instead of BMW? No, I might be able to get stables next round. I don't know. I'm going to have so much wood. It's very sad that I can't take these pigs. Also, it's sad that Lao Zhu is taking effing fishing. I don't really need fishing, but also, boo. I guess it still makes sense. They're a port monger. How are they not taking pigs, though? Lao Zhu, there's 2 pigs on the board. What's wrong with you? How are we taking freaking food veg over 2 pigs? Purple, how are we fencing over 2 pigs? I don't understand. Why do I not have fences up, everybody? These animals are just not being touched. Oh, hilarious. It is pretty advantageous to me that Teal really doesn't want to touch animals next round. He doesn't have enough actions. Teal needs to do other things. Teal's point cap themselves too low, it looks like. I mean, they have 4 actions next round, but they're gonna what? They're gonna max out at like low 40s. As soon as I Reno and I fence, I'm already at 40, so like, it should be fine here. I'm just like mildly nervous, but I guess I really shouldn't be looking at everybody's points. Nobody else is actually putting up a strong enough game. I've been blocked from the 50 plus points that I would like, just because everybody's doing things in inefficient ways. Lao Zhu is taking wood here rather than taking pigs. Like what is that move? I guess it's stables. Lao Zhu wants 4 stables, but Lao Zhu's food still is totally well. Okay, Lao Zhu eats a sheep and breeds, but yeah, you got to take the pigs. Yeah, like this was not rocket science here. This is shovel bearer pottery nonsense because purple also never figured out how to feed better. Yep. Okay. I have a free action. The free action could be reed for BMW. It could be more wood for my own stables or joint. No, don't take more wood until we know what it's for. Just take the reed here. I also could hit my own fishing spot one more time since I was yelling at Lao Zhu so much, but I guess what am I taking fishing for? Literally, it's 2 food and a grain and a wood. I should just take this. This is fine. I'm fed. I got food up the wazoo. I don't really have food up the wazoo, but I do have 3 food coming next round. I have milking place giving me food. I'm going to have a BMW giving me 6 food. Right? BMW is not getting blocked. Renault's not getting blocked. Glorious. Skillful Renovator is giving us crap tons of wood, which is going to make Lao Zhu have to first action stable. Oh, that's also hilarious, actually. Lao Zhu is not going to first action stable. Purple finally gets to their max family members. It's fine. Alrighty, let's go. Whee! Skillful Renovator, look at you go. Alright. Give me a BMW. The joinery also looks very good, by the way, but BMW also seems very clean. Alright. This game should still be very won, right? I mean, I'm opening Plow so. Lao Zhu pretty much has to open Plow. I literally can't be fence blocked at the moment. So Plow so is 3 points. Fencing is like, I don't even know, a lot of points. I go ahead and fence into stable and stealing Provost to be hilarious. Yeah, I also thought about that, right? Although I would do it the reversed order. I would go stables then fences because I can't get blocked. I can't get blocked on fences. Laoju has no fence pieces. Teal has no fence pieces. Purple has not enough wood to make fences. So I can't currently be fence blocked. Which is also very handy here. That's the reason that I'm so cavalier about my fencing at the moment, because I can't get blocked. So yes, I have debate. I'm fully aware, Ace of Spade, I agree. I absolutely could go 4 stables and then fence the huge, just make a giant effing pasture. And it would be pretty hilarious. But I'm going to be lame and take Plow Sow. Although Laoju has no crops, so who really cares? But I'm just going to go Plow Sow. Plow Sow brings me to 37. Oh, I could value asset something. 1 more wood is 1 more stable for me. Actually, maybe I should steal Ranch Provost. Wait a second. Yeah, give me a wood. I can still steal Ranch Provost in a very efficient fashion. Assuming Laoju goes Plow rather than Stables, this is hilariously good for me. Yeah, fence 13 and 4 stables, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly the plan. That's why buying the wood looks really good here. As for feeding, I am 3 food short, but if I have to eat raw grain, I have to eat raw grain. Like, whatever. Laoju basically has to stable, and they don't. Okay, well, yeah, this game's super 1 then. I mean, Laoju also basically does need to stable, but yeah, now I just go 4 stables and then I fence. Assuming that purple doesn't take wood, which they didn't. So yeah, I get to go 4 stables and then fence and steal Ranch Provost, and then I am going to score 50, and everybody else is going to be sub 40, and yeah, we'll just chuckle. Actually, Teal's not going to be sub 40. To be fair to Teal, they're not going to be sub 40. Teal is taking wood though, because they're gonna Ock a stable cleaner. Okay, so Teal also has 4 stables then. Not that impacts the Ranch Provost calcs that I just... Yeah. This is fun. This is fun. Whee! Alright, still can't be fence blocked. Purple can't randomly get wood. Correct. Alright. Yeah, and now we fence 13. I mean, we only have 3 pastures. Oh no. But I also could take animals this way before fences, so now I can start taking animals. I currently have... I'm 1 grain short of not having to eat any points, but whatever. I can eat 1 raw grain. It's fine. Fishing combo OP confirmed. I mean, growing fast is very strong, and then also brewing pond is very strong, and herring pot added to brewing pond does make it pretty strong. Is it OP? Meh. Not sure it's OP, but it's quite good. Laoju is gonna run out joinery. That makes sense. Maybe Laoju is gonna break 40. By the way, also everybody. I'd claim people were gonna be sub 40. That appears to be a lie. They're gonna be low. Laoju and Teal will be low 40s by the end of this. The animals are getting taken. That's expected, but I will take a pig here, and then I'll fence. Yeah, I gotta take a pig. Both Teal and Red still want growth, but neither of them are taking it, which is a little intriguing. But Teal also decided they needed more food, although Teal has a hearth and animals that they can eat. I think Teal so baking might have been wrong over growing, although I guess they need food for stable cleaner. Whatever, they're allowed to do what they want. I will take a piggy. And then I will fence. My last action might be single read, actually. Single read here is a point of BMW, and the grain is also a point. So I think single read is a 2-point action for me, which is pretty fun. But regardless, as soon as I fence here, I'm getting 6, 7, 8, I'm getting 13 points on fencing. Reed or 3 food is a point. Yeah, but Reed also comes with a grain, which I think is a point, right? A single food is a point. So taking Reed is 2-point action. I'm at 8 grain already? Yes, but I'm not fed. I'm currently eating 3 raw grain, right? That's how I'm feeding, so then I only have 7 grain. Oh, but I have Milking Place. I have Milking Place. Oh, I have Milking Place. I forgot Milking Place. Yeah, never mind. How 13-point fencing? I am fencing 6 spaces. I'm going from -1 on pastures to 3 on pastures. So that's 10 points. And then I'm winning Ranch Provost is 3 points. Anyhow, so 3 food is not a point, right? 3 food is a point because it saves me eating a reed. Yeah. Okay. But anyhow, yeah, fences is 13 points for me, so I'm going to go up to 55. And I am eating a point, so actually I'm at 54, but then I have 1 point move on single reed or fishing or resource markets. Yeah, I'm going to end 55 actually, so yeah, never mind. When I claimed I was getting blocked from doing what I wanted due to inefficiencies, it's mostly I didn't get huge animal stacks, but we got to do everything else. This is also a good example of a game where we have to be a little flexible, though, right? The game plan was 5 rooms, but that wasn't important at a certain point. Like, once it became clear I just had huge action advantage and growing again was a mess because other people had so many rooms, just pivoting to 4 rooms and doing super efficient farming became very valuable. Um, we definitely fed slightly weirdly this game. Like, I've only baked 1 grain in the clay oven, and then otherwise we've fed off trickles of herring pot, chick stable, well, milking place, strawberry patch. So Zach really needs to be around. We need to put up the Zach signal, get him over here. He'd be so proud. But something that was underrated is I got really good stone grabs, set you up for Stonehouse Well BMW, and my offboard is way better. Yes, that's actually a great point too. I got 3 stone and then 3 stone again, right? None of my opponents took the early stone, so I got this in round 7 when it was at 3 stone, and I got it in round 10 when it was 3 stone? Yeah, I think that is accurate, right? But no, that's actually a very strong point too of why our game is so good. Not only do I have a very good farm at the end, but I also have a very good offboard. I got the well. I'm in a 4-room stone house. I have a clay oven. I have a 2-point strawberry patch. I have a 3-point BMW. Um, I got to steal Ranch Provost, which is pretty handy too. Although this is the danger of playing Ranch Provost, people will steal it from you. That sheep walker is going to convert some sheep to veg. Sure, that's not very scary. Laoju ends up at like a 40-point game, which is not too shocking to me. Purple, going to pull up with a 32 or something. I don't even know. Purple doesn't have food. Oh, purple. Oh, no, not like this. Teal is winning the second place battle, I think. Teal is taking fishing, even though they have to pay fishing net. What? That can't be correct. Okay, sure. Teal ends in a big old 42. Single read is more cute than RSF. Yeah. Gotta use the brewing pod one more time. Up those stats. Up those stats. Skillful Renovator was a monster this game, as it often can be too, right? Skillful Renovator was 10 wood. 1 wood directly, 4 wood on the clay reno, and 5 wood on the stone reno. I hit growth in round 12, also I SP'd and got growth. That's always very good. I got handed Plowsow in 13, which was the dream. I drafted a reasonably strong hand, but things definitely also broke very well here in various ways. I got handed some really strong stuff in the opening too, right? My opening actions were pretty nutty because people were doing slightly weird things. So like my opening was Ock into 3 wood, Ock into 2 reed. My 4th family got handed to me, correct? Yep. That's also correct. Purple refused to build rooms, and then teal SP'd for me, so I didn't even have to slow myself down by starting. Teal also got really handed some big benefits because red chose not to protect their growth. Purple started with the Carpenter's Parlor, and then teal got to just build and grow. So teal also really benefited. Like, I'd argue all my opponents benefited from the nonsense, though, and they still chose some poor options at times. But yeah, purple gave the whole table a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I also benefited from purple's nonsense. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, the whole table benefited. Teal using forestry studies, I think, also benefited the table a lot. To Teal's credit, he still pulled off his game plan with enough wood, but I still think forestry studies is generally a bad card. It's very warping to leave 5 wood actions for other people. Um, but oh well. Laoju just Laoju's gonna end the game at 36. Like, Laoju never... I'm really surprised, actually, that Laoju scores this poorly, although I guess I'm not that shocked. Laoju also wound up playing a Portmonger and took lots of 3 food actions, 1 food action, played a Brook that gave... Like, Laoju also wound up feeding very kind of inefficiently. Um, I'm not super convinced that Brewery Pod and Herring Pod is great for the record, but if you also can get a lot of action advantage, it's a reasonably good way to spend your actions on a dead board. But Laoju was having to take 3 food on not dead boards, and like couldn't afford to take plows, couldn't afford to get their farming done, and also be spending actions taking these dubious food actions. Okay, they did get to 40. Somehow their score was looking funky there for a sec. I could value asset something. I don't need to, but he had food troubles and spent round 8 to 11 to fix it with throwing axe, loam pit, etc. Yeah, just didn't feed efficiently enough for sure. I'm surprised though that I won this game by 13 points. Like, I mean, not that shocking, but a little bit based on the ratings of players. Like, my opponents, I think, really I was consistently surprised by what my opponents were doing this game, and I guess I should have been, right? Like, I'm not. I was feeling crazy at points because I could not read what my opponents were doing, and we kept being wrong. But I think I kept being wrong for the correct reasons that they were not actually taking their best actions consistently. And obviously, purple wasn't. We all know purple was not doing ideal things here, but I don't want to I don't want to get too into stuff. Although I do want to look at Purple's hand. Why did we stretch for a 6th room, right? Why did we push for the 6th room? Um, that is one question I'd like to answer. Otherwise, I don't think there's a ton else to worry about analyzing there. I did get some nice things in the draft, but I don't think I got anything too excessive. At least I don't remember anything too wild happening in the draft there. I did get pretty lucky that purple was the one that wound up at the Carpenter's Parlor, because Carpenter's Parlor and Wooden Hut Extender can get a little fighty at times. I stayed flexible in my game plan, letting you react. Yes, that part again, I am pretty happy with. Being able, like, I was originally gonna frickin' rush out Herring Pot, Brewery Pod, but then just was getting handed such good actions on the board, so just took them. And then wound up playing those miners while fighting for growth, which I think in many ways was actually ultimately the best kind of order and situation to play them in. I all of a sudden got handed an opportunity by purple to build another room and move up the growth queue. Teal SP'd for me, which was lucky as shit. Staying on 4 family members, I think, was very good. Even though I had an opportunity to force my way into for 5 family members, I think just focusing on farming there was very good at a certain point. But anyhow, kudos to purple for first picking Carpenter's Parlor, because that's definitely correct. But purple gets some negatives because they don't take Grocer and they don't take Skillful Renovator, and they instead take Small Trader and never play it. But you know, this is also what happens with dubious players. Why did I take Flail over Chicksteel? Seemed like it would have been perfect with Brewery Pond. Yeah, actually, that's a great point. That's actually just a pure mistake. I kind of forget how much grain you get with Brewery Pond and how much you might want bake actions. Um, so yeah, no, I absolutely should have taken Flail. That's just bad drafting. I mean, it turned out the Chick Stable worked pretty well for me, but no, Flail definitely would have been better actually. Getting a couple extra bake actions while I was totally set up this game, right? I had a clay oven, I had a brewery pod. No, that's actually great. I didn't even think about that in the draft. I didn't even think about the fact I was going to have grain. I think what it ultimate like I think the main reason that happened is I actually haven't had many opportunities to play brewery pod games. Brewery pod correctly gets drafted very highly, and I've not had a lot of chances. The card pool is so big that even though I don't play that regularly, but I don't play that irregularly, but some cards I just haven't got a ton of chances with, and so I think I also wasn't quite into the mindset of big family brewery pod. What are we gonna do? Um, so yeah, it's kind of what happened. Anyhow, purple. Why did we build 6 rooms? Anyhow, it appears the answer is purple built 6 rooms because they wanted to. There's no reason for purple to have decided to go 6 rooms in this draft. They don't have a hidden butler. They don't have a hidden luxurious hostel. They don't have anything. They just wanted to build 6 rooms. They said 5 rooms, not enough. Why would I stop at 5 rooms? I mean, you would stop at 5 rooms, everybody, because you can only have 5 family members. But I guess taking 2 more read and further delaying your rooms was, I don't know. We got distracted. We had a we had a farm layout that required it. I don't know. Also, Manger and Stable Architect are basically a non-bow. Don't draft both of these cards. Don't draft both of these cards. Also, Teal. Everybody passed Forestry Studies because it's a trap. Don't play it. Forestry Studies is not always a trap, for the record, but it mostly is a trap. I wouldn't trust Forestry Studies. But anyhow, thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for chatting. It was a good one. Glad that we had just a glad that we got a good game in. Well, good game. I mean, it was a very warped game, but honestly, there was no reason that teal or purple couldn't have beat me there if they just played better. This game just came down to teal and purple just weren't as good at playing this situation, I think. Um, Teal did fence pretty fast and do a lot of animal stuff, so actually that part was pretty good of them. But they wound up just kind of running out of steam on getting enough points by the end. And I just had a little bit too much going on at that point. Then again, Teal, I don't know. Teal's hand is pretty good too. I don't know. I think Teal probably did err by playing Forestry Studies. I just. When you don't have a combo with Forestry Studies, all that Forestry Studies is doing is you're paying too early food, which that is Teal's mistake. Pretty much Forestry Studies, I think, is what I literally do think is what put Teal's game down the tubes. Teal paid 2 food to Forestry Studies, and then they wound up having to day labor in stage 1. And the only benefit they got from Forestry Studies was they got 1 wood and could play Ox for free by leaving wood to their opponents. I don't think that benefited them in much. Now, it didn't cost them 13 points. No, there's lots of other reasons too, but I think Teal would have been better off pretending they never saw Forestry Studies, but Oct didn't seem that contested and there was no combo with it. Pretty mad in your mind. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm getting at. I don't think it was necessarily terrible, but yeah, it's very mediocre. And I think it probably didn't wind up helping them, especially given they had to take day labor in stage 1 because of playing it. They didn't have food support either, so. Which was one other little thing that I saw that did help me, admittedly. I also stayed flexible enough. This was one of the rare games where 3 food in round 3 was critical. because too many people needed food in round 3, and I had to scoop 3 food instantly. Teal unfortunately failed to read that, and they were the ones that had to day labor. It would have been really interesting to me to see what happens if Teal did take 3 food, because then I also take 3 food, and then Lao Zhu, it'd be interesting to see how they had to react from there. But anyhow, it doesn't really matter at this point. Yeah, I don't know a lot else. I'm gonna head off and go do other things now. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, chatting. It was nice to get an Agricola morning in. Um, and yeah, I'll see everybody around. Thanks. Bye.